Hi, everyone, and thanks for joining us today ahead of the third round U.S. Open Cup away match this Wednesday against Louisville City FC. Today, we're joined by St. Louis City 2 head coach John Hackworth and sporting director Lutz Pfannenstiel. The match will take place at 6:30 p.m. Central Time at Lynn Family Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky, and will be streamed on ESPN+. Please submit your questions in the chat throughout the press conference, and we will call on you to ask your question. And now we can go ahead and get started with the first question being from Jim Leaker.
Yeah, can you hear me, Coach?
I can.
Yeah, I just wanted to congratulate you on your win and the goal that was scored in Kansas City. Was that the first set piece that you had other than AJ's corner kick that you scored on? Can you recall?
That's a good question, Jim, and I'm trying to think.
I haven't seen the away games, and I saw quite a few of the home games, but you know, when I watched the video, I think that may have been the first set piece, but I can't be sure. I just wanted to say congratulations and say everything looks like it's going well for you.
I appreciate it, Jim. I think so. We score a PK against Rochester. We have that set piece on the corner kick with AJ and that one. So I'm thinking that's the third set piece goal. That one is, you know, from the playground, if you will.
Yeah.
Designed, got to give Alex Longer all the credit for that, our goalkeeper coach. He works on our set pieces. He identified that. We gave it a little nickname. And so
you didn't have to release the nickname.
Can't do that. Can't do
no.
it. Secret information. I'll have to kill you if I do that. So.
Okay. Thank you very much, Coach.
All right. Thanks.
The next question is from Tom Schwartz. Tom, go ahead and ask your question.
Yes. Guys, you're getting pretty good at this. Coach, I'm wondering, what's it like to return to Louisville where you've had so much success?
It'll probably be, I'm looking forward to it is my answer, because it's a place that myself and my family, you know, we really enjoyed that community and the club, have some really wonderful memories there. You know, the staff that is still there, my previous staff, a lot of the players that are still there and compete for them. So it'll be, you know, interesting to walk into Lynn Family Stadium again. The whole time it was being built, I referred to it as the soccer cathedral of Louisville. But obviously now I'm on the other side of it and walking as a competitor, and obviously the number one goal is to go beat them.
Lutz, how's the experience of MLS Next and the Open Cup changed your impression of America, if at all?
Not at all. I mean, that's roughly what I expected, to be honest. I played over here myself for quite some time, not that long ago. Well, quite a bit, but not really ages ago. So the kind of atmosphere and the basics are still the same. However, I think the level improved quite a lot. I think it's, as we always said, I mean, we as a club always were 100% convinced that the MLS Next Pro is something brilliant for us, because it gives us an opportunity to have youngsters on the field, to give youngsters an experience as they bridge between being an academy footballer, being a youth player, to become a pro. So that was all good. And I mean, Open Cup, you know, it's every game, it's a win or die game. So that also keeps the excitement up for the players. And I think we are really looking forward to go to Kentucky.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we have a question from Tom Timmerman. Go ahead and ask your question.
It's a few questions. First, John, did everybody come through the last game okay? Are there any injury concerns here?
No injury concerns. You know, a couple guys got knocked up a little bit, but they should be able to recover fully for Wednesday.
Okay. So the goalie situation's okay?
Sorry. I have to take that back. Unfortunately, Eric, who we had to take out of the game, is, we got him to see Dr. Brophy early this morning. He's getting an MRI. We don't have those results yet, but it is an injury that's going to take him out for the foreseeable future.
Okay. So presumably, I mean, Creek's in, and then you'll bring up an extra goalie from whether the academy or wherever. Do you have a third?
Yeah, the choice is whether we, bring up an academy goalkeeper. Do we sign another goalkeeper to come in on loan? Do we sign one for the remainder of the year? It's something that, we spent most of our Easter Sunday on working on those kind of options.
Yeah. And for both of you, we talked a little about this with you, John, the other day, but the importance of this game in the Open Cup, because if you win, you got a decent chance of playing an MLS team in the next round. We can start with Lutz.
Yeah, I think we had already a decent chance, but the draw didn't go our way. Going to Louisville, I mean, it's for John, it's something special, and I think the team is obviously up for that they're doing something nice to the coach. I think that's always, you like to play for your coach.
We'll see if they like me or not. How about that?
But even more important, I think it's a very, very clear starting point. I mean, Louisville is one of the top USL teams in the last years, probably the best one in the country when it comes to the USL Championship in the near past. So they are the big favorite. Not many people, I think, will give us a chance. Exactly that one we want to use, and go out there and give them a tough game. But we know we are the underdog, and I think we are on a good winning streak. But that doesn't take the role of being favorites away from Louisville, also playing at home for them. So that's how we were going to approach it, giving them a hard game, trying to play up to our best, and then we will see.
And John, your thoughts on that chance?
I just think it's a wonderful opportunity. I think we do have to recognize that it's a big test for us. We've to our credit, have answered most of the questions so far, but this takes it up to another level. I think when we went to Indy, beat again another quality USL Championship team on their home field. Now we're playing, as Lutz said, probably the best team in the USL Championship, a club with a storied history and in a beautiful venue. But we are coming in, as the guest, and it's going to be a challenge for us, but one that we relish. And for our young players, guys that are getting their first pro minutes, what a wonderful opportunity to represent our club and our city in the U.S. Open Cup.
And then lastly, I wanted to ask you both about Josh Yarrow. Lutz, about just what interested you about him to sign him for this team? And then John, how does Josh help as being a veteran guy with so many youngsters? So Lutz, what did you like about Josh to sign him for the team and for the first team next year?
Yeah, he brings a very, very good balance of experience in, but he's still very hungry. He had these opportunities before in the MLS, and through various circumstances, he still wants to actually make that step to have a good MLS career. He was an outstanding USL Championship defender, probably the best defender in the league there. And so I think it was a good step for him. It was a good step for us as well. And he, as you said it very, very rightly, he leads the team. You can't only have a team with 17, 19 and 20-year-olds. You have 2 or 3 guys in there which talk, which will be active in the changing room, which also give you a certain stability, not just on the pitch, but also off the pitch. And I think Josh is doing a great job there so far. And he will be definitely playing a key role in Louisville on Wednesday.
And then John?
So we as a club, and when I first got here, whether it was talking with Carolyn or or talking to Lutz about our core values and what we wanted to be as a club, Josh fits those. And so he's a player with experience that comes into our club knowing that he's going to have to lead by example, which he's been a great pro his whole career. I've gotten to know him personally, so we knew what we were getting in him as a person, and that again aligned with our core values as a club. And then we feel really good about the fact that if he can be a key performer on the field for us, and that leader in the locker room, specifically with a lot of our young guys, that was going to be something we really needed.
Thanks, guys.
Next up, we have a question from Santiago Beltran.
Coach, against Sporting KC, you were able to do some rotation and rest some of the players. Were you satisfied with the overall performance of the team and also from the guys who had not had a lot of minutes?
The overall performance of the team, it's a tough one because I think we played, and obviously when you go on the road against what is essentially going to be your main rival, and I think hopefully the fans could see, although I heard the live stream was a little iffy, but you could see what it meant to both teams. There was emotions, there was some more than emotions out there. It was a tough game, but I liked a lot of the things we did to put ourselves in the position to win that game. And then for the second game in a row, I felt like we didn't manage necessarily the end exactly how we would want to, but that's just another growth moment for us. We're still, in our infancy as a club and as a team. And so these are wonderful moments to learn from. And that's the way we have to approach it. I thought we got some things right, and clearly we need to work on others. So overall performance, we'll take it knowing that there's areas that we have to make sure that we improve going forward.
Thank you.
And it looks like Tom Schwartz might have another question to ask if you want to jump back in, Tom.
Thank you. The first thing I want to know is if you win in Louisville, are you going to go over to the track and bet on a horse? Because you're on a roll.
Lutz, I don't bet.
Okay, fair enough.
And this is either do I. Not getting like
Well,
that.
me either. Lutz, you talk about these conferences, players who have the hunger. Could you just go into a little detail on what that means to you?
Yeah, looking at our MLS Next Pro team, I think the question of hunger, you don't need to ask, because if they're not hungry, then they're not having the right profession. They're young boys, they're young players who still want to actually achieve to play in the highest professional level. And I think the MLS Next Pro is a perfect stepping stone. So they're all hungry, and I think we can see that every day in the training and on every match so far, that all the boys we have in this squad, they want to improve. They want to go to the next step. Yeah, with the pro team, it's I think that's more what the question is focused on. Yeah, there is always this opportunity to bring in somebody who has been at the top level before, a player who is already on the way down and has his highest moments in football in the past. And that is very difficult to come into another country and really tickle out that 110% to go through the fire for the club, for the coaches. So it's not always that easy. So we just want to make sure the guys we sign, the guys we actually scout, the guys we recruit are having exactly that mentality that every time they're going out there, they want to win for the team, not for themselves. They want to win for us together as a group, and they still want to achieve something in the future. And that is I give you this one example of Roman Bürki, which he achieved a lot in his life, being a national goalkeeper, playing in the Champions League, but he's damn hungry because he wants to prove himself now after being not anymore that successful in Dortmund in the last year. So he's coming out here to actually show the world that he's a top goalkeeper, that he's a world-class goalkeeper, and that he still can do that. So there, the hungry part is still like ticked off with 3 boxes.
Do you think you'll be scouting any players? I know that's not your top job during these competitions, but will you be looking for those types of players that you might be thinking about signing for us?
You mean now in the MLS Next Pro?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, every weekend is for us a recruitment weekend. You know, I mean, we look now at Kansas. We looked at Tacoma. There is brilliant players in both groups. The players who have the level to play MLS without any doubt. But at the same time, I think John and Bradley and myself, we're watching every weekend that many MLS games that my head is already on fire. I mean, it's just it's crazy. We're trying to watch every game and every player because that is I would call it the lake we have to go fishing in when the season ends. And we will fish for sure, Tom.
You have the greatest analogies. You have the greatest analogies. These things are fun. I hope you guys keep doing these. Thank you.
Oh, we have lots of.
All right, and I think we are going to go ahead and close it out there. Thanks everyone for joining us today ahead of the U.S. Open Cup away match against Louisville on Wednesday. It will be live streamed on ESPN+. Thanks.